take myself a piece of sunshine and paint it all over my sky, yeah. Be no rain. Be no rain. I'm gonna take the song from every bird and make them sing it just for me, yeah. Birds got something to teach us all about being free, yeah. Be no rain. Be no rain. And I think I'll call it morning from now on. Why should I survive on sadness and tell myself I've got to be alone? Why should I subscribe to this world's madness, knowing that I've got to live on? Knowing that I've got to live on. Knowing that I've got to live on. Yeah, I think I'll call it morning from now on.
Woo! Good morning, good morning, good morning. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I guess the lights went out in Waterbury. Waterbury, y'all got all kinds of problems. I swear to God, every time I hear about a storm, I've always got to check in with Harry. I'm like, Harry, y'all good down there? Because Waterbury just be getting it. The rain, the snow, they get all the apocalyptic weather. I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because, whoo. So good morning. I'm Babz Rawls-Ivy. This is LoveBabz, LoveTalk. If you're listening to me, you might be listening to me on 103.5 WNHH. Or you might be watching me on Facebook or YouTube or tune in. You might not watch me. You might be actually listening to me. This is radio. So thanks for tuning in and all the good stuff and getting up early. For those of y'all leaving the gym, to y'all going to the gym, to y'all getting in your car, to y'all not getting in your cars. However way you hear me, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So I finally made it to the doctor yesterday about my thumb. So apparently I've been diagnosed with trigger finger, which is a real diagnosis, and it's my thumb. And I don't know. They don't really have a reason why this happens. It just happens to people. It could be an aging thing. It could just be a body thing. All the stuff. Well, what happens is your finger clicks, gets stuck, hurts, the whole thing. And so it's been like this for like a month, almost 2 months, really. And I thought it was from, like driving back and forth to school as much as I've done last year or this year. And then the doctor was like, well, it could be any, people who type, who don't drive, this happens to. People who grip things, it doesn't happen to. So anyway, he's like, one or two things can happen here. We start with a cortisol shot into the place where it hurts. And it's like, it'll take about, like it won't be an immediate fix. It'll take about a couple of weeks for it to like really settle into your hand. I know it does feel a little bit better, but I can still feel the clicking. And so it should last for like 8 months to a year. If it starts back up again, they'll do an outpatient surgery and relax the tension in the tendon. So, for me, it's always good to have a real diagnosis because I didn't know what was happening to my hand. And it was so unbelievably painful. Like near tears sometimes. It would hurt so bad. Oh my God. But now, it doesn't hurt as much. And I still can't like bend it all the way. But it's not giving me the same pain. So, and then my hand got numb for a bit, but we'll see what happens. I'll keep you posted. I will keep you posted because you know I'm everybody's business, so I don't sweat that too much. So yeah, that's my hand issue today. And let's see what else is going on. I was going to talk about something else, but I got wind of what's making the rounds about this Carmelo Anthony case right now, and all the information that was not presented to the jury, to the judge in the case, about these brothers. These brothers were little white terrorists. Even their own father can't even handle these little monsters. And so all the stuff that's come out about their history, they've been terrorizing, I mean, honest to God, terrorizing kids since they were like in second grade. Like they've been beating up black kids, threatening to teach all kinds of ish. And and the way white supremacy works in America and pretty much around the world, they put the best. They didn't let any of that information get out. They didn't. They painted these little white boys like they were just nice little white boys, and this little black kid killed them. Killed them, or killed the brother, or whatever, which one of them was killed. And now it's out. Now it's out. And now it's getting out because they was trying to railroad that kid. They got a history of these little monsters beating people's asses, assaulting a girl in like fifth grade. Getting suspended. Oh my God, the mess that these little monsters were doing. Oh yeah. So they don't have a choice but to get to the heart of this. They're gonna get this is they're not gonna railroad him. I'm so glad he's got a good attorney now. I'm so glad that he's got attorneys that could put investigators on this thing. This child should not. And this child he don't got no record of the Mr. Anthony, the young Mr. Anthony. He never been in trouble. But them little white kids, all they were trouble. They should have been called trouble. Here come the trouble. Trouble one and trouble two. Man. So now we just play the waiting game. And the courts are so not for us. So we'll see what happens. But I'm so glad that, this is why a good ass attorney makes all the difference. One that has the has the resources and access to resources to get to the heart of matters. That's what you pay for when you buy an expensive hired gun. You get access. You get somebody who got resources. Who can hire and dig and get the information that's needed. That's my point. That just really annoyed me. I mean, it annoys me in the sense that if he didn't have this kind of high media attorney, he would have been sitting in prison for the rest of his damn life. Now listen, there are organizations out there that's all they do is take cases like this and try to correct an injustice. And it takes some time to do that. That's why you need instead of spending all this time and money talking about gossipy celebrities, talk about some of these cases. Yeah. So anyway, I will stay on top of this. That's what I'll do. I will stay on top of this because this is important. It really is important. So, and the fact that they got the judge removed is a big deal. You know, they got the judge removed. Gosh, they it's like a sport in this country to lock up black children, to harm black people. It's a it's a baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and kill black people. Seriously, and nobody could tell me listen. I said it. Prove me wrong. That's where I'm at. I said it. Prove me wrong. So I'm so glad that you know they're gonna move to the next stage of this case. More information has come out, and everybody should have their eyes on this. And they're not gonna railroad this child. And that little white boy's father, he jumped at his father. They got records of that. His father couldn't even handle them, both of them. So I'm honestly, if it wasn't Carmelo Anthony, it'd have been somebody else. It probably would have been his father because he would have jumped at him one time too many, and he would have felt like he had to protect himself. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. A little bad apple like that, it was a matter of time. It was a matter of time. Listen, look at this record. It was a matter of time. Poor Carmelo, they picked on the right one. You know. So anyway, that's one issue that I'm gonna take today. The next issue is uh uh the little white man in at Cambridge who lost his job at Ghent, Nathan Coffness, who accused Dr. Arday of plagiarism, unfounded, unevidenced plagiarism. And see, this is what mediocre white men are fueled by the knowledge that white supremacy is often not the calling card that gets them to the places that black excellence does. And I wish Dr. Arday could have hung around to see how people were fighting for him. I'm telling you, you know, I wish he would. I wish he could have just hung in there a little bit longer. But I know you put your life's heart into something, and to have somebody cast aspersions, and then have a whole effed up university challenge that, and just take somebody's word for it. You know what? Anyway, I'm just yeah. I I I I know the spectators is trying to make some whatever that Nathan Coffness is speaking up against wrongdoing. You mean to tell me, out of all those people at Cambridge and Ghent, the one you single out is the black guy, and you think, oh, this is why we can't let them in because they plagiarize or whatever. But you ain't checked nobody else's papers or anything else, or you know what? Miss me with this mess. You know, you know, uh, just miss me with this. Just It's just, and now everybody wants to play the integrity card. Get out of here. You know what, white people, put that card away. You know what you ought to do? Put it out there in the bonfire. Please. You know, please. And if anybody starts this standing up for DEI mess, that the only reason why people get what they get because of diversity, equity, and inclusion, stop it. The moment that you say it out your mouth, you sound like a fool. You sound stupid, and you sound like you're really bathing in white supremacy water or white supremacy sewage, because that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. You know. Yeah. Whatever. Whatever. Everybody wants to commend people. Get out of here. White people are too much. you're just you're just too much. All right. I'm gonna move on from that mess because I know people are on that too. Thank God, you know. But it's all unfounded. People could just say anything and it's unfounded. Unfounded. Yeah. Although I will tell you, I'm enjoying Halle Berry's 60th birthday celebration pictures across her social media. I mean, that woman looks good. She looks good. She looks very, very good. So, happy birthday, Halle Berry. Keep it up, girl. And Halle's like, I don't think I'm engaged, but I don't know if I'm getting married. She's like, I'm still paying back pay for three other husbands, or two of them anyway. So I would be gun shy too, and I think Van Hunt is a good catch. I don't think he's interested in her money like that because he's an artist his own self, so he could go do a couple of gigs and make all the money he wants. So he don't need that. Because I tell you one thing, they get in a marriage and he act a fool, he gonna get dragged from here to hell. But you know what? She don't gotta get married. You don't gotta get married. You can just stay. Y'all keep it like it is. You don't gotta get married. No shade to him. I'm a fan. I'm a huge Van Hunt fan. Listen, you ever heard 7 Seconds to Heaven, baby? I's a fan. I say I'm a fan. So, listen, I ain't worried about a girl get married or not get married. I don't sweat it. You know what? Life is short. I mean, but if you want to get married, do it. But if you don't, have a ironclad prenup. And I say that to anybody. Hell, I'm gonna say it to my daughter. Like, listen, this was this is what you might need to do. Just in case. See where people are. Anyway, that's the way of the world. That's where we are right now, fellas. That's where we are, gents, gentettes, ladies, saints. I don't have any plans for tonight either, which is really good. I don't have anything planned for this whole weekend. I mean, like outside of my house. I got stuff to do, but I don't. I'm my presence isn't required anywhere, which is nice. I got some writing to do, so I'm gonna set my pen to paper or my hands to the keyboard and do some writing. That's what I'm gonna set myself up to do. Uh, so that's what it's gonna be. And the thank you to the to Rebecca Goodhart and Gracie Brown for being such great guests yesterday. The production of uh, nothing to much ado about nothing was canceled last night because it was raining. I think the rain is raining like this morning, but I think it's not going to be raining this afternoon. So you have opportunity to get to the theater tonight. I might go see it next week. I think that's my goal, to see it next week. I've got until Labor Day, so we'll see. And I got some Labor Day parties to go to, which I'm excited about. I love a good party. I love a good party. So I got a few things I got to do, handle, take care of, all of that stuff. But for the most part, for the most part, I'm pretty, you know, you know, I'm hanging in there. So I feel pretty good. Although I keep messing around with this conversation I'm supposed to have with this woman that my friend Linda Berganzi King has introduced me to. Introduced, and for two times I missed the Zoom. No fault of my own. So hopefully she'll try a third time and be like, "Okay, chick, you making me work very hard at trying to connect to you." And it's just the weirdest thing, because usually I'm usually very easy. I'm usually very easy to get a hold of, you know. Uh, and if not, I get right back to you. So this time it's just been a little bit wild. So a little wild. So anyway, my sister this morning sent me over. Sometimes she sent me these little articles, and there was two articles, but one I wanted to, one that I find, one that I find quite interesting, uh, is 25 dumb American. What is it? Let me see. I like this kind of stuff. I really, I really do. Um, and I say this stuff all the time. Uh, but I just find this amusing, and I hope my listening audience. 25 dumb Americans who are making the rest of us look really bad. So this is by Angelica Martinez from BuzzFeed. Angelica Martinez from BuzzFeed. She wrote this piece, 25 dumb Americans who are making the rest of us look really bad. And I could have easily written this and added my own take on a lot of this stuff. So she says, I was told by someone in Boston that they were most likely more Irish than me. I was born and raised in Ireland. They had never left Boston. So these are these stupid things that white people will say to people all the time. I know it's white people. There might be one in here that's black people because it sounds like it, but I doubt it. It's kind of dumb, but they're all dumb. So recently, a Reddit you uh, uh, Penny Chip Napkin asked Europeans to share the wildest, dumbest questions Americans ask them 100% seriously. Here are 25 stupid things they said with their whole chest. And if you don't understand what that means they were dead ass serious, asking these ridiculous dumbass questions. So and note, this post also contains answers from Canadians. They wanted to participate too, I guess. Number one. I'm Scottish and used to be a taxi driver. I picked up a tourist who wanted to know how we were liking having electricity now. After a few confused exchanges, it turns out she genuinely thought we were all lived in stone buildings with candles and shit. And when she arrived, there was electricity everywhere. So the logical conclusion for her was that we must have gotten electricity recently. Americans are stupid. And you know why we're stupid? Because we're not taught nothing, or they ain't taught nothing. Two. Second one. I'm from England and got asked what language we speak here. On another occasion, I was asked if I was driving back to England from California. These are real questions asked of Europeans, of Americans, from Americans. 3. When asked where I was from, I said the Netherlands. She replied, "Is that where Peter Pan is from?" She meant Neverland. the needless to say fictional place. Oh, Jesus wept. 4. What do y'all do on the 4th of July? Is a surprisingly common one, even from otherwise intelligent people. Same with Thanksgiving. Now, the 4th of July is an American holiday. Thanksgiving is a holiday. American holiday. Oh, Lord. 5. I'm Canadian. I'm a Canadian who moved to a small town in the USA. And oh boy, my father in law asked me if they have malls and stuff in Canada and if we're allowed to own property and land. I had a coworker who was legit confused over how I have a college degree from Canada. She thought America was the only country with colleges. Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Number 6, just last week an American asked in here when Europeans would start getting when just last week an American asked in here when Europeans would start getting pepperoni on our pizzas. Pepperoni is one of the most normal toppings over here, so I don't know where he got the idea from that we don't have it. Because Americans are stupid. 7. We were in Sweden with an American couple and went to a restaurant. A waitress approached and welcomed us in Swedish. The wife angrily corrected her that we didn't understand, and the waitress instantly apologized and switched to very good English. Then the wife asked why she didn't start with English in the first place instead of speaking some foreign language. You know, in a foreign country where the waitress was a native. We may never know. I'm always baffled when Americans go to other people's countries and demand to speak English. That's some white supremacy mess right there. Honest to God. And I've seen it. I've been in other countries and I've seen Americans and this white Americans act stupid. Like not, speaking English. Don't anybody here speak English? You in a foreign country. And it's not a foreign country to them. The natives speak the language of the natives. Dummy. Anyway. Number 8. Oh, now this one. I don't know how people's brains work. At Stonehenge, somebody asked, why did they build it so close to the busy road? Our schools are failing. We are failing people. Mm-mm. And we've been doing it for generations. We've been failing people. Number 9. On a riverboat cruise on the Mississippi, a couple with 3 young kids argued in all honesty with me that Austria is short for Australia. I am Austrian. Just minutes before, they told us they homeschool. Can you imagine you arguing with somebody about where you from? Oh, that is hilarious. 10. In northern Norway, these American tourists felt scammed that the midnight sun was just the same as the day sun. They expected a new sun to rise at midnight. Ooh. Oh, Lord. That is the funniest. That's almost sad. Number 11. They asked if we have African Americans in our country. And they were outraged when we said no. It's not America. And they wouldn't be African Americans. They'd be African wherever this is. African Sweden, African Austrian, African African. I don't know. 12. An American student challenged me when I told her Greeks invented democracy. She said, no, we Americans invented democracy. When I tried to explain that democracy was invented a few thousand years back, she was like, okay, so we invented modern day democracy. Meanwhile, democracy itself is a Greek word. A Greek word. 13. One seemed to believe that Europe is a country and each nation is just a state. They got confused when I told them that Denmark was a different country from Sweden, where we were. But you're both part of Europe, right? Lord help them, for they do not know. 14. 14. Someone corrected my English when I said, I'm from the Czech Republic. And he said, here we say Czechoslovakia. Seriously. And see that, first of all, when you don't know geography, coupled with not knowing history, add world history and specifically, then you get these kind of questions. 15. I talked with some acquaintances and told them about my pulmonary embolism and that I was brought to the hospital with an ambulance and had to stay in the hospital for a week. This happened twice, both in February and August of 2021. Both times with an ambulance. Both times I was there for roughly a week. And they asked about my insurance coverages, like co-payment, total price, if I was in debt, etc. I just kept trying to tell them it was all free. I don't even have an idea what the cost was. Haven't you seen the bill? No, there is no bill, no co-payment, nothing. Other people find it hard to believe that, we're like only one of a few countries that don't have, socialized universal medicine, coverage, because we like profit over, common sense. 16. Where do you buy your guns? They were shocked to see no gun stores. People are not allowed to have guns at home here. Oh my God, how do you protect yourself then? From whom? Wait, so no one here is carrying a gun? Said while their head was on a shocked swivel. No, sir. No one here is armed. Like, at all? Nope. 17. When I was working at Waterloo Station, an American fresh off the Eurostar came up to me and asked where he could buy a sword. Apparently someone in Paris told him that we sell them in London because we don't have guns. I love the French. You're gonna go buy a sword and walk around with a sword. Who are you defending yourself from? Americans always have that sense of Wild Wild West mentality. 18. I was speaking my native language, Dutch, and an American in the room was dead certain it was German, and therefore decided I was also a Nazi. You better go talk to all those people in Pennsylvania who are descendants of the Dutch in Pennsylvania and Ohio. I am from Germany and was asked once, how does it feel to be a Nazi? Well, I guess I'm about to ask the same question back now. Touche, touche, touche. 19, I was told by someone in Boston that they were most likely more Irish than me. I was born and raised in Ireland. They have never left Boston. Can you imagine? This is the audacity of white supremacy. that you think you could say to someone born and raised in Ireland that somehow or other you're more Irish than they are, and you only ever lived your whole life in Boston. See, that's some white supremacy foolishness for you right there. I hope that Irishman laughed his ass off and be like, okay, whatever, deuces. 20. An American once asked me if we had electricity in Ireland, and another asked me online in a chat room if we had internet in Ireland. Online in the chat room. I'm sorry. I'm just powering my laptop and my lights the Flintstone way with my feet. Dummies. 21. Why do you speak Swedish? Because I live in Switzerland. We have 4 official languages, and Swedish is not one of them. People have cell phones. They can just look up all the information. The power of a smartphone is that you have access to information at your fingertips. 22. Can we pay in US dollars? When they were told no, they asked if they needed euros for London. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. I don't know. You sort of work that stuff out before you go, right? Lord have mercy. Number 23. Are you a third world country? Because you don't have air conditioning in houses. We have a cold climate and don't need to install AC for $2,000 just for a few hot days a year. Okay. 24. In Rome, why did they build the ruins in the middle of the city? Did you happen to get a look at Rome 2,000 years ago? Like, there's books, you could see it. There's renderings. There's renderings of what Rome looked like, before Christ and after dinosaurs. A.D. B.C. Ta-ta-da-da! Number 25, the last one. And finally, I had an American tell me, as a Brit, you're just a little bitch who can't get over the fact that you lost your empire. I was quietly reading a book on a train at the time, and I don't think I had ever a single thought about empire in my life outside of history books. It was all a bit strange, and he was weirdly angry about me. So they opened it up to the whole world, and hopefully they'll get some more dumb comments by Americans, from other parts of the world. I encounter dumb Americans all the time, just about every day, because they're just ridiculous, So, it's a weird thing. It is a weird thing that is quite telling. It's weird and telling too, because I'd say this all the time. When I was a kid, we had so much good education when I was in elementary school, middle school, and because we had social studies, we had politics. Political studies. We had geography. Geography was an actual lesson, a class. I just love that stuff, knowing where things are. Now, granted, it was, white supremacy inspired, even with the fact the way they drew maps and are still drawing maps that do not accurately represent the world. They don't make the world its correct size in proportion to each other. So there's a whole lot of conversation about that now. To rightfully make globes and maps reflect the actuality of the world. Good luck with that. White people already feeling some kind of way about whatever. They didn't give a damn if other people felt sort of marginalized and like put upon. But now they're starting to see their numbers. The global majority is not white people. So everybody in this world is trying to think they could circumvent that by genocide and killing and planting the seeds of distrust amongst people of color and all this other kind of stuff. And by people of color, I mean all the way around the world of all hues and shades, to create a distrust so that people won't come together and work out uh, the, the the ability to save the planet and to be better humans and stewards of the planet. So there's some real interest and profit to be made when you keep people separated and in fear of each other. And it works. History bears this out. But the minute that people sort of like, hey, we shared destiny is a real thing. If we do this together, we could all have this, you know. And then there's always somebody that's going to come around and wreck that and be like, but wouldn't you just like to have a bigger piece though? And sow the seeds of that kind of mess. And then slowly you start to see people like, yeah, you know what? We deserved a bigger piece because da 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 da. So I don't know how we fix the education system except build on top of it, outside of it, educational systems and components, like a freedom school, like an after school freedom school, you know, because it's very hard. If you're not, rich, it's very hard to get a school going, like a charter school or private school, because you have to constantly fund. And even though charter schools are public education schools and you can apply to get money, it's still not on par to established already public school. So you're always in a constant raise funds to continue on to help offset the little that you get from state budgets. We've got several thriving charter schools in New Haven. Some I like, some I detest. I am a huge fan of Common Ground. I served on their board for about 10 years. I served 4 years longer than when my children graduated from there. But I love the school. I love the mission. I love what they were doing. I love what they're about. I cannot say that about some other schools. Some other schools, I don't think they should be educating black people at all. There are some schools in New Haven that are charter schools that should not be educating black kids. But I digress. So anyway, if we're not, and I know this particular imbecilic administration is trying to dismantle higher education and just education in general. Like they're just trying to dismantle and destroy it, you know. Um, um, and when they're out of office, it's going to be so much that we'll have to, do. But the good thing about getting them out of office, because now, boys and girls, we done seen the curtain has been pulled down, and so we see where our weak spots are. I hope we see where the weak spots are, so that we can quickly get into community and start repairing the foolishness that was done by this crazy, stupid administration. To start to repair that. And the good thing about repairing something is that you can build something new, or you could put in what was always missing. Do you know what I mean? Like if you have a good foundation, then you can add to that foundation with something that you just didn't have opportunity to build in. But now we're going to have to rebuild our whole education landscape. And all the things we're going to have to sort of look at: the arts, the education, our science programs, for God's sake, traffic controlling, for God's sake, weather, for God's sake, like all the things that they've touched and destroyed. We have to go back and shore up and fix and not just make it functioning, but to make it better. Once upon a time, we were the envy of the world. And now we're the laughing stock of the world. And we got here, Trump 1 and Trump 2 terms. The apocalypse 1 and the apocalypse 2. And everybody that's in his cabinet, and God bless the people who are trying to go behind the scenes and try to stabilize as best they can. God bless those people who are still trying to, the Republicans with this little government. It's the most stupidest asinine thing. You know, the stupidest, most asinine thought. You know, because nobody wants small government. When you go to the post office, you don't want to stand in the line for 3 hours. When you go someplace to the DMV, you don't want to stand in line for 8 hours. You go to Social Security, well, whatever's left of Social Security buildings, you don't want to be in lines for 8 hours. Like you don't want that. You don't even like when you go to the grocery store and you got a self checkout and there's only two lines, maybe two lines open. That's what small government. That's the image of small government I want people to walk away with. That when you go to the grocery store, you can't stand it in the grocery store. So why would you want it in your government? Why? It makes no sense. You know? And you really think you're saving money at the grocery store? That's it. You not. I love what the mayor of New York said. Listen, if you're gonna make people ring out their own groceries, they need to get a 10-15% discount, an employee discount. All right, I'm leaving. I'll be back Monday. Y'all have a no. What is today? Today's Friday. Y'all have a good weekend. I'm gonna be riding and working in my house. I think the weather's gonna be kind of janky, but kind of good. It doesn't matter. I want y'all to get out in the day, enjoy yourselves this weekend. I'll be back on Monday. We will talk some more. Thanks, Harry. I hope the lights are on.
I guess you wonder where I've been. I searched to find the love within. Got a thing for you, and I can't let go. My friends wonder what is wrong with me. Well, I'm in a daze from your love, you see. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let go. For love, you tried everything, but you don't give up. In my world, only you make me do for love what I would not do. My friends wonder what is wrong with me. Well, I'm in a daze from your love, you see. I came back to let you know. Got a thing for you, and I can't let